Good morning, Williams class. Hello, everybody. With the COVID being how it is, being very naughty, we've had to stay at home for a little while longer, just until we feel like everybody is safe enough to be back at school again with all of our friends, with all of our teachers. So I do miss you all so dearly. I just wanted to take a little bit of your time, hoping that you're all okay, hoping that you are staying safe, hoping that you are still happy and still smiling, because guess what? Being at home does not stop Miss Gulzar from teaching my most favourite class in the whole entire world. Now, we're going to start the day with our first ever maths lesson of 2021. I'm going to share my screen now with some technological magic so you can see what I can see. So, our first ever arithmetic of 2021 begins right now. I would like for you, once I've finished talking about the arithmetic, to pause the video and work out these questions here. Now, I think to make it really, really interesting, you can time yourself. And if you're super impressed with your timings, you are more than welcome to post them on Tapestry for myself to see and for maybe Mrs. Cool to have a little peek at as well. So pause this video, write down your answers, and then when you unpause the video, you will see the answers to the questions. So do not cheat. I would like for everyone to try to answer at least all of them before unpausing the video. Off you go. Here we go then, the answers to your arithmetic. Here we go, pens at the ready to give a nice big tick, like I'm sure you will. The first question, 3 times 11, 33. We have 8 times 11 equals 88. 9 times 11 equals 99. 5 times 11 equals 55. 0 times 11 equals 0. 12 times 11 equals 132. 4 times 11 equals 44. 6 times 11 equals 66. 11 times 11 equals 121. And last but surely not least, 7 times 11 equals 77. I wonder how many you got correct. I would love to know if you would be interested in sharing on Tapestry. Now, this would be that time of the lesson where I would pick a very lovely helper to read out the learning objective. But alas, you're going to have to hear myself say it. So here we go then. The learning objective for today's maths lesson is, can I know 11 and 12 times tables facts? And also, can I stay in my seat? Now, I can't exactly see who's in their seat and who is not, but I know in my heart of hearts that William's class will know exactly what to do when they see that learning objective. They know they have to meet that learning objective. So this is how we look when we stay in our seats, eyes focusing on the screen, ready to do some learning about our 11 and 12 times tables. Okay. When working out the 11 times table, we can times the number by 10 and then add itself once. So that is a little bit of a trick then when we are working out our 11 times tables. Let's have a go at this example here. Filling in the blanks. 4 times what equals what? I wonder. So I'm going to count the number of grey stars that I can see. Have a go at counting with me. We have 1, I lost my mouse for a second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. If I was to put the number 10 here, which I will do with my handy dandy pen, you will have to forgive Miss Gulzar's writing because, do you know what? That's actually not that bad. I can hear lots of children saying, that's not bad, Miss Gulzar. Thank you, thank you. So if I was to put 4 times 10 there, have a think about what 4 times 10 would equal. I'll give you a countdown to shout out the answer. 40. Well done. So I'm just going to put that in here. Okay, so if I was to add this extra little grey star here, how many would I have altogether? We have counted that we have 10 grey stars already. So if I was to add one more, 10 plus 1 would equal 11. So I'm going to put 11 over here. And now we have 4 times 11. So instead of going back to the beginning and counting in our 4s 11 times, have a look at what 4 times 10 was equaling. It equaled 40. So to work out 4 times 11, just add 4 one more time to this answer. So what's 40 plus 4? So let's have a think. Put 40 in our heads. Hold up 4 fingers. We've got 40, 41, 42, 43, and 44. So I'm going to put that answer here. 44. So the main trick to remember here then is you can work out the 10 times table first and then just add one more time to work out your 11 times tables. Now, hopefully, you'll now be able to use that method to work out these 3 questions. We'll go through the first one together just to give you a bit of an understanding of what I have taught you in terms of the trick that we have just gone through and see if you can work out the other 2. So if we look at A then, 6 times 11. I'm not sure I know my 11 times tables yet. So I know my 10 times tables. So I'm going to work it out with my 10 times tables first. So I'm going to put 6 times 10. Now I wonder what 6 times 10 equals. Let me think. I do know my 10 times tables quite well. 10, 6 times 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, so 6 times 10 equals 60. Now I know that 6 times 10 equals 60, so I wonder what 6 times 11 would equal. Now remember, 6 times 11 would just be 60, add one more 6. So 60 in your head, and you're adding one more 6. Okay, let's do this. 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. So 6 times 11 then would equal 66, which I'm just going to put at the bottom here. So now you've seen as well, you work it out with the 10 times table if you are comfortable with your 10 times tables more than your 11 times tables. Now, if you think that you don't need to take these steps and that you can work out your 11 times tables automatically, then you don't have to go through the 10 times tables. You can do whichever way works for you best. I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a trick just in case you were wondering if there's a better way or another way of working out your 11 times tables. So have a go now at working out B and C. I'll give you some time now, pause the video. When you unpause the video, you'll see the answers. We're going to go on to B, 2 times 11. So I'm going to go through the trick that I just discussed. If you don't need to do the trick, remember, you don't have to. Do what you are most comfortable with to get the answer. So 2 times 11 then, I'm going to do the times table that I'm comfortable with, which is the 10 times tables first. 2 times 10. Well, I know 2 times 10 equals 20. So 2 times 11 would just be 20, add 2 more. So 20 in my head, hold up 2, 20, 21, 22. There we go, that's our answer then. 2 times 11 is 22. C is 5 times 11. So I'm going to go back 1 times tables, which is the 10 times tables, because 11 take away 1 is 10. So 5 times 10 would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, okay? 5 times 10 is 50. So 5 times 11 then would just be 50 plus 5, because you're adding 1 more of the number that you are multiplying. So 50 in our head, hold up 5, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. And we've got our answer. 5 times 11 equals 55. Now we've worked a little bit on our 11 times tables. I wonder if that would then help you to work out your 12 times tables. So we have 3 questions here. We have 4 times 12, 7 times 12, and 6 times 12. So let's go through these together to see if we can apply, if we can use that same trick that we used for our 11 times tables. So 4 times 12. I'm going to put, oh, don't do that, Miss Gulzar. 4 times 12. Now, let's just put the equals signs because we know that that is the sign that comes after. Right, so 4 times 12. Now, I'm going to go back to the times tables that I am comfortable with, which is my 10 times tables. 4 times 10 equals, let's work that out first very quickly. I hope you're shouting out the answer if you know this already. 40. Well done. Then I'm going to go 1 times table further. So what times table comes after the 10 times tables? The 11 times tables. So 4 times 11. Now, while I'm writing this with my very, oh gosh, what is that multiplication sign? Oh dear, that's okay, I'm just going to correct that. 4 times 11. Have a little think about what 4 times 11 might be. 44, because you add 4 onto the answer. Unpause the video. Magic has happened. Somebody has come and written the steps. I wonder who. So 7 times 12. I'm going to go back to the times tables that I'm very, very comfortable with, which is the 10 times tables. And I'm going to first work out 7 times 10. So 7 times 10 would be 70. Well done. And then 7 times 11 would just be 70 plus 7. So put 70 into your head, hold up 7, and let's add them together. 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, and 77. So 7 times 11 is 77. 7 times 12, you just add another 7. So the number that we were left with was 77. So put 77 into your head, hold up 7, and add them together. 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, and 84. So 7 times 12 is 84. Fantastic. Now our last question is 6 times 12. So go back to the times tables, go back to your 10 times tables. 6 times 10 would equal 60. I'm expecting super speedy answers for our 10 times tables because every single person in William's class knows their 10 times tables. Then 6 times 11 is just 60 plus 6. So put 60 in your head, hold up 6, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, and 66. So 6 times 11 is 66. 6 times 12, you keep going, you add another 6. So the answer that we were left with is 66. Put 66 into your head and hold up 6. Add them together. 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, and 72. So 6 times 12 would equal 72. Now, we've had a little bit of work then with our 11 times tables and with our 12 times tables. So I'm going to leave you to do your independent work. And what I would like for you to do is pause the video, take as much time as you need to answer as many questions as you can. And then once you unpause the video, we will go through the answers together, as we normally did in class, but we'll try and make it the same exact way, just on a screen. So pause the video and have a go at the questions now. Right, we're going to go through the answers now. So pencils down and looking this way, and make sure, as you've been doing in class, tick the answers that you got correct, and then the ones that you didn't, make sure that you put the correct answer so you know what the answer is, rather than leaving it if it's not correct, because you don't want to have incorrect answers. So, number 1, 5 times 11 would equal, you should have all written 55. So well done if you got that correct. Nice big tick. The next one, I'm going to go downwards. So 9 times 11 would be, remember, do 9 times 10 equals 90. So 9 times 11 is 90 plus 9. So that means it equals 99. Well done. Next one, 6 times 11 would be, if you got 66, Well done. Next one, 10 times 11. Now, if you wrote 110, you are correct. Miss Gulzar was trying very hard to put it into the boxes. The next one, 7 times 11. You should have gotten 77. 4 times 11 would be, remember your trick, 4 times 10, and then just add another 4. So 4 times 10 is 40. 40 plus 4 is 44. 3 times 11 would be 33. And then 12 times 11 would be 132, our biggest number there. I wonder if you could tell me what the smallest number there is, just for a bit of general knowledge. Okay, number 2. Crayons come in packs of 12. Now, Dora buys 5 packs of crayons. So you can see there's 1 packet, 2 packets, 3, 4, 5 packets altogether. And in 1 packet, there are 12 crayons. So how many crayons does she have? Now think about what sum you are working out here. What sum are you working out? You're working out 12 times 5, because there are 12 crayons in each pack. And how many packs do we have altogether? We have 5 packs altogether. Now notice how I've written 12 first instead of the 5. Now if you've not noticed already, you can swap these numbers around if you want to. So if you're thinking 12 times 5, I have no idea what that is, but maybe if you switch it around and you do 5 times 12, you'll be able to work this out a lot quicker and easier as well, because it's something that you're used to seeing. But it is going to get you the same answer. So what would the answer be then? 5 times 12. If you wrote 60, you are correct. She has 60 crayons altogether, because we've just done 12 times 5 to work out if there are 12 in 1 pack, how many in 5 packs? 12 times 5, which is 60. So well done if you got 60. Now we're going to move on to number 3. I'm going to use another colour just to be nice and colourful. Ron uses a bar model to represent 84 divided by 12. So 84 is the bigger number, so it comes at the top here, and then it's split into little 12 blocks. Now, can someone explain to me and to the rest of the class what Ron's mistake is? What has he done that's not necessarily correct? Have a look now, see if you can find out. Okay, if you said that he has divided the number 84 far too many times, then you are correct. So how would you draw the bar model correctly? Now you'll have to excuse the fact that I've done it at the bottom, but that was where I had space. So you should have then drawn the bar model looking something like this. So it's been split so that when you add all of these little 12s together, you should get 84. Because what Ron's done here is he has added far too many 12s. He's added, let's see actually, how many 12s do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got 12 blocks of 12. How many blocks of 12 should we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the correct bar model has 7 blocks of 12, not 12 blocks of 12. And you can test that, you can see if it's correct by adding these 12s together. And once you do, you should get the answer 84. So that is number 3 done. We're going to move on to our final question, number 4. Mr. Scott is organising a cricket tournament. Now there are 11 players in a cricket team. 5 teams have signed up for the tournament. So how many players have signed up? This is just asking you how many players there are all together. So tell me, how would you work this out? What I would like for you to do first is come up with the sum that we are working out. So what 2 numbers are we multiplying together? The numbers that you can see in the question. The first number that you can see is 11, and the second number that you can see is 5. So we are multiplying them together. Now what's 11 times 5? We've done a lot of 11 times table practice today, so I'm expecting everybody to say the answer, which is 55. And then B. Mr. Scott needs 132 players signed up to go ahead with the tournament. Now, how many more teams are needed? So we've got 55 players so far, but he wants 132 players. So what we're going to do then is carry on adding a team at a time until we get the number of players we need. So we've got 5 teams right now, and we've got 55 players. So we need to get to 132 players. So what I'd like for you to do is add 11 and then tell me how many times you've added 11 to get 132. Off you go. Now I've been working it out as well, and I've calculated that I added 11 7 more times to get 132. So I added 7 more times, okay? So that means then how many more teams are needed? 7, because that's how many times we counted in 11s to get 132 players, which is our key number. That's how many we need. So how many more teams were needed? 7. So that was a lot of information in one go. I recognize that. Now that was a lot of information for one sort of sit down lesson. So do not worry, we are going to get a chance to meet as a class and really find out what we found a little bit tricky, what we found super, super easy. Maybe you could share with the rest of the class another trick that you might know, because I know some children in William's class are really, really good at finding out lots of different shortcuts for working out their calculations. So I'd be really interested, it'd be really, really impressive to see if you've come up with any other ways of working out your times tables, specifically your 11 and your 12 times tables. But we will get a chance to come together as a class to really go through anything that we found tricky or anything that we think was far too easy. So until then, I will speak to you very, very soon. Take care, stay safe, and goodbye for now.